Alright, so in this video we're going to talk a little bit about hashes. If you've taken any of my other courses, like my SQL injection course, we talk about password hashes, different ways to crack them, and so forth, and I'm going to kind of go into the same thing right now. So if you're already familiar with it, then cool. If not, then I guess you'll learn something. So there's two different ways inside of Metasploit that we can obtain password hashes of the user accounts. And the machine that I am currently looking at is the same one that I did in the last video, Windows XP Service Pack 3. And there is a hash dump command that we can use, and there's also one other command or module that we can run. So let's do the first hash dump. And we can see that very quickly it retrieves the user accounts, administrator, guest, and so forth, and the long string. There are actually multiple values. For example, when we go to actually crack the hash, we're just going to use this value right here. So we've got a colon, we've got a set of numbers, we've got another colon, and then we have a long string, another colon, and then another long string. So we're actually going to take the first long string, which is after the second colon. Same thing, like this IE user right here. We have a colon, we have a value, we have the second colon, and then we have our first long string, which is right there. Those would be the ones that we're interested in. So what I'm going to do is also show you a second method that we can use. We're going to run a post-exploitation module, and to run a module we can simply type run and then the location of the module. So this one is in our post folder /windows /gather /hash dump. And of course they're both called hash dump, but they use different methods of obtaining the hashes. So let's run this and see what it does. Alright, so it took a little bit longer and actually told us if there was any passwords with hints on the system and some other cool things. So this is also a really cool module to use. It basically gives us the same results, but it uses a slightly different method of obtaining the hashes. So what do we do with these hashes? What I like to do is I like to use an online resource. We can use our own system to do the cracking. It can take seconds, it can take hours, it can take days. You never really know, which is obviously why we're trying to crack the password. It's because we don't know what the password is. So if we already knew the password, it wouldn't make sense of why we're trying to crack it. So instead of using our own CPU, instead of using our own resources on our own machine, we can actually use other resources. And so I'm going to go to my Firefox here, and the website that I like to use is md5decryptor.co.uk. There are many other websites that do the same thing. They have large databases that have hashes and the passwords that are known to go with those hashes. So basically this website really isn't cracking anything for us, but it's comparing the hash that we paste in here or that we type in here to any known hashes in its database. And it says up here at the top, at this time anyways, over 131.235 billion decrypted hashes. So that's pretty sweet. Like I said, there's many other websites that can do this for us, but MD5 Decryptor has, I've had the most success with this website. So as you can see, I've already done this, and our password is actually password, and I think the O is a 0. And we have an exclamation point at the end. So all you would do is just throw your value in there and then type in the CAPTCHA and click decrypt hashes. You can see over here that it has an MD5 decryptor, an NTLM, also has a SHA-1. I actually think, I could be wrong, but I think no matter, you can actually be on any one of these and put in your value, and it will automatically detect what type of hash it is, and it'll crack it off of that. So even if you're wrong, if you're not sure what kind of hash it is, I believe it will, well, for one, you could just cycle through these if you needed to, but for this one, we're just on the MD5 decryptor, and then we paste it in the value. So anyways, I know I'm going on and on about that, but this is to basically just run this hash, do a quick check. This can save us a lot of time, and if we needed to use our computer and say take a couple of days to crack a hash, now we don't need to dedicate our machine for that amount of time. We can now do other things that are useful for us. So that's just one way of doing that. The next way is to actually utilize Metasploit. So I'm going to go back in here, and the last thing I can show you is we can do the creds command. Let me background our interpreter session. Now I can type in creds, and it will actually tell us our list of creds. And so if we were doing a lot of hash dumps on many different hosts, this is really nice because it organizes it for us, tells us the host, and tells us the credentials. So that's pretty sweet. Now how are we going to get back into our interpreter session? Remember, we can do a sessions-L, and mine is currently number 2. So sessions-I and 2. Now we're back in our interpreter session. So the last thing that we can do is we can use a module in here that will do some cracking for us. And there's no guarantee that it's going to work because that's just how password cracking goes. We can use the auxiliary. Actually, I need to get, what am I thinking? I need to get back out of interpreter once again. Now we can use auxiliary analyzer, or analyze, and JTR underscore crack underscore fast. Show options. So JTR is John the Ripper, and it's in Kali by default. It's in a lot of different penetration testing operating systems by default as well. So as long as you have Kali, then everybody's on the same page anyways. So none of these are required. If I wanted to change the directory, for example, if John the Ripper was installed in a different directory or something, we would change the path of it, or the word list. We could specify an optional word list that we can run the crack from. So we're not going to really need to do any of that. I'm just going to go ahead and click, or just type in run. And we'll just kind of sit here and see what it does. It may take a minute, but at the very end of this, it's going to tell us any passwords that it was able to find. So I will go ahead and just wait for that. There we go. 5 password hashes cracked, 2 left. Now it can be misleading. It will tell you that it cracks a hash if the value is blank. So probably like our guest account, there's probably no password for that. Any other accounts that don't have a password, it will tell you that it cracked it, even though that it didn't really crack it. There's just no value. There's no password. So I'm going to go ahead and just pause the video because this may take a minute, and I will be right back with you guys. Alright, awesome. It actually didn't take that long at all. So here are our results. We can see it cracked administrator, and the password is password with a exclamation point. The guest, you'll notice that there actually is no value. The user, i.e. user, there is no value. So even though that it says it cracked it, there's just no password. But that's also good information to know too, so that if we did need to know if it had a password or not, well, now we know. So anyways, I know that's quite a bit of explaining. If you need to go back, or if you have any questions about hashes and that sort of thing, feel free to just shoot me a message and we can chat about it then. So that's about it for this hash crack, or this hash dump and hash crack video, guys. So see you in the next video.